Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia. Well, today is the day when I finally reveal the paint jobs that I did on the 3D printed terrain for the Global War. This is the Global War V4 map, the 36 map. But these terrain features will also fit on the 14 map, which will be here pretty soon. The map is done. It's ready to be printed. There's a couple more minor changes that we're making on the player aids, but other than that, the game is pretty much ready to go. Should be out in weeks, like right around New Year's. I think we'll be just about ready. We'll see though. I mean, people get busy around the holidays. So anyway, check it out. This is the Outback in Australia, obviously. Let's take a little closer look there. I think it turned out pretty well. I'm actually really pleased, and I know that I told you that I would do a painting tutorial, but you know what? As I started painting these things, I I kind of realized, okay, I'm not very good at this, right? Like I tried hard, and I think I did a pretty good job. But you'd be better off learning from some of the other people that are on YouTube. And I don't just mean people from our community. I mean, there's lots of painting tutorials, and I've watched lots of them leading up to this, for the last couple of years, actually. I'm subscribed to a few different painters' channels, and man, they do really good jobs, and that's where you learn the different techniques and everything, right? So that's what I would recommend you do, and that's why I didn't do a paint job. Anyway, that's where you see like the ground is all textured and everything. That's where I learned to do all that kind of stuff, was from painting tutorials. Anyway, let's take a slow walk up to the Pripet Marshes there. See how that turned out. And there it is. There we go. So you can see the flamingos down in there. Here, let's just get a real close up of that first. There we go. There's some rocks in there. There's some flamingos. Let's zoom back out again. That gets kind of fuzzy when you zoom in that much, right? So there we go. So let's just move around a bit. Anyway, you can see the river that goes through there. And of course, it's a lot of marshes. The one thing that we didn't put in there was that rail line, but you can see the rail line going into and out of there. So, you can just assume that that goes through that terrain feature there. Anyway, there she is, the Pripet Marshes. Okay, so this was a fun one to paint. This is the Himalayas. I really like this one. I'll just move slowly down it there. Yeah, like it turned out better than I thought it would, but also different than I thought it would as well. Um, Sorry, I just was getting a call there. I was just looking. Anyway, I really like some of the things that we put on there. Some of the little features. I'll zoom it right in, even though it's probably going to get a little blurry for you there, just to see some of these things that are on here. Okay, there we go. There's some bighorn sheep down there. There's another little building on top. And then we've got the Burma Road down there. And you can see like there's 4 horses drawing a cart on the Burma Road. Anyway, let's zoom back out again, so we can move around a bit. There we go. Just take this and move it around to the other side. And there it is. Yeah, it was a lot of fun painting. I really enjoy this, like a lot more than I thought I would. I've resisted doing this for a long time, but it turns out I actually really enjoy it. It calms me, because you're so concentrated on something so small, like I'm using a magnifying glass and painting. Anyway, I really like that one. And then let's go down here to the Sahara. This is the one that I just finished last night. So you can see there, like I've painted the river on the side of it. This is actually a bit of a lake here. Let me just move this out. See, I had to paint that because the river got covered up by the terrain, right? But you can see there's a lake here. Anyway, we'll move that back into place. Something like that. There we go. And I've magnified it or magnetized it, but I don't know that you need to, having done it, because like it still does come apart. It helps it a little bit hold together, but I don't know if it's worth spending your time doing that. You can if you want. Maybe you'll do put better magnets on there than I do. I think it does help a little bit. It holds it together a little bit, but I don't know that it's really important that you do that. This is the one with the sandworm on it, the dune worm. So that's the middle section with the dune worm. And then this is really neat down here too. This is, you can see there's a couple camels down in there. Some trees. Some rocks and stuff here. Let's just move along here with it zoomed right in. There's that dune worm. Anyway, let's go back to the pyramids here. Yeah, so this, and there's that's the Quattro Depression up there. So you see the lines that are on there. Now that is the border lines, right? Like you can see the borders. And when I painted them black because the borders on here are black. But they're not really, really dark black, right? But the black that I put on here was really dark. So what I did was I then took I was able to match this color with, like this was a spray paint. And then I've done some stuff to it after that, like put some wash on there. But anyway, it just so happened that I had a paint that kind of matched the finished product. So when I was looking at it last night, I thought, I'm just not happy with those black lines. And so I painted over it really lightly with this same color here. So these lines kind of grayed out a little bit and they're not as prominent, but like it was really, really black before. You might think, well, why do you need those lines? Well, in the 14 game, you can cross that desert with your camels, right? So you're here, you can go 1, 2, right? Down to the other side down there. So that's why you kind of need these lines, right? Just so you know where the borders are. Like you could also go to this land zone. You wouldn't know that if you'd covered up all the borders, right? Because some of them don't go where you think they go. Like this border here, for instance, if you didn't have these lines on here, then you might not realize, you might think that this border touches this border down here. So there, you know that it doesn't, right? Anyway, that's what those lines are on there for. So that turned out really well. I really like this Sahara. And the last one, this I was saying when before I started, this is maybe my favorite one. It's just really, really gorgeous. I think they did a really good job with this one. Try to get around it a bit there. You see the rivers going through it there. There we go. And again, there's that temple in there. Yeah. So again, this isn't for everybody, you can still play the game without these things. You still have fun playing the game without them. But this is just something for those people like me that are hobbyists that really take an interest in not just playing the game, but also pimping the game out, so to speak, right? Just making it look nice. Anyway, I'm going to cut this video off now because I don't need to go on and on about it. I just wanted to show you my finished paint job on here. So, take care, everyone. General Hand Grenade, out.